Ah, yes. Who is this young man filming the video? Give him some credit here.
Austin Campbell, our strong safety, JV quarterback.
Thank you, my man. Appreciate the effort. Now, I've been out and about putting a lot of miles on my Equinox out there at McElwain Chevrolet, traveling to and fro across the state line, West Virginia, Ohio. And there's a lot of success stories, but there's a lot of young coaches just trying to figure it out. And talking to John Nardone and TJ Plack earlier this week, Peters Township, and of course Pine Richland, you know, really, they struggled before they found the promised land. Of course, John at Shaler and his alma mater, South Fayette, TJ Plack. So what you have done here is really remarkable. But what would your advice be to a young coach out there who finds himself over, still trying to get the first win after a season or two, how they have to stay the course, and they've got to take some of the negatives and realize that it can be positive. Look, I mean, you had some moments this year that you were wondering, is this the same team that we had last year in the championship? And you found a way to figure it out. So getting through those tough times, Coach.
Yeah, I mean, number one thing is putting yourself and surrounding yourself with other coaches that are great coaches. I mean, like I said, I've been blessed here for my years as the head coach to have great guys on my staff support me during the season, in the off season. And most of the guys I try to get are guys from Beaver Falls, you know what I mean? Because they were born and raised here. These kids know them, these kids respect them. So it's developing those relationships with the kids and getting them to buy into what you're selling. I mean, it's tough to get a 14, 15, 16-year-old kid to come out every day, whether it's in the winter in the weight room, in the summer in the heat, and buy in and really believe in what you're teaching them and believe in what you're feeding them. And we've been lucky enough to have great groups of kids to buy into what we're selling.
Well, you know, you just have to understand too, the kids have a lot more stuff that they can do today and a lot of extracurricular activities. Back in the day, definitely back in my day, you know, it was all about football. So you got to get them to plug in. But honestly, in closing, what coaches need to do, I tell young broadcasters the same thing, you have to make them understand you learn a lot more lessons behind the microphone, not just calling a sporting event, but what life and sporting events are all about. And it's the same thing when it comes to coaching. It's more than just a game that you're teaching these young kids about.
Oh yeah, I mean, like I said, when you get kids to show up in a weight room every day consistently on time, they're gonna have to do that for the rest of their lives in their jobs, you know what I mean? You get them to come here in the summer when it's hot and they don't want to be here. There's days where you don't want to get out of bed and you don't want to go to work. So and just the respect part of the game, respecting those teaching you, respecting those supporting you, respecting those coaching you, because you're going to run into situations in life where you're going to have things thrown your way that you don't really know how to attack or how to face. And having that respect and that discipline you learn from this game of football that we try to instill in our kids will help them get through those tough times.
Last thing for Coach Nick Nardone, you know, I do a lot of work for that Larry Bruno Foundation. I just kind of give of my time. Just your thoughts about that and how awesome that is to have that building, that foundation, that name being represented here in Beaver Falls.
Oh yeah, I mean, like you said, Larry Bruno's left a huge legacy on this entire town, and it's really cool. I mean, that organization has taken care of us. They've already had us down 2 or 3 times for different events, for dinners. They've taken care of our kids throughout the year, and in previous years. So it's really nice to have something like that right here in the heart of Beaver Falls, where our kids can see the past of the town and the past of the county right here in their hometown.
Listen, hometown Elwood City, you know how much I love you and respect your family. Keep up the good work, and I couldn't be more proud of you.
Appreciate it.
All right, my man, Nick Nardone. We're heading to Aliquippa to talk to Coach Warfield next.